Hi, welcome. Thank you for joining. Write your name in the chat if you want me to shout you out. Shout out to Markellius. Shout out to Lillian. Shout out to Valentina. Shout out to he, she. Shout out to Allison. Shout out to Lindsay. Shout out to Megan. Shout out to Dakota. Shout out to Noah. Shout out to Chloe. Shout out to Everly. Shout out, oh, sorry, I'm a little sick. Shout out to, if you hear my voice crack. Shout out to Penny. Shout out to Bob. Shout out to Cadence. Shout out to Ace. Shout out to London. Shout out to Lynette. Shout out to Francesca. Shout out to Gabby. Shout out to Brittany. Shout out to Alexander. Shout out to Noah. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Xander. Alright, I think it was with the X. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Gabby. I truly appreciate it. You're the best. Thank you. Shout out to Oakland. Shout out to Bella. Shout out to Drake. Shout out to Chris. Shout out to Sophia. Shout out to Jackie. Shout out to Ashton. Shout out to Johanna. Shout out to Gianna. Shout out to Quinn. Shout out to Raymond. Shout out to Lola. Shout out to Misty. Shout out to Hadley. Shout out to Quinn, I got you. Shout out to Dixie. Shout out to Jody. Shout out to Naomi. Shout out to Ryder. Shout out to Archie. Shout out to Grace. Shout out to Waylon. Shout out to Jessa. Shout out to Logan. Shout out to Belinda Shepherd. Thank you so much. Thank you for your support. I truly appreciate it. Shout out to Paisley. Shout out to Royal. Shout out to Rainy. Shout out to Vivian. Shout out to Mason. Shout out to Selma. Leave a like if you're enjoying the live stream. I live stream every day around the same time as this. Shout out to Diego. Shout out to Edgar. Shout out to Amanda. Shout out to Addie. Shout out to Candace. Shout out to Rainy. Shout out to Leah. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Madeline. Shout out to Dominic. Shout out to Briley. I'm so sorry if I haven't gotten to you. Thank you for your patience. Shout out to Katrina Gordon. Thank you so much. Thank you for your support. I truly appreciate it. Shout out to Ramen. I'm so sorry if I mispronounce your name. Shout out to Galia. Sorry if I mispronounce your name. Shout out to Tati. Is it Tatiana? I'm so sorry. Shout out to Sean. Shout out to Paisley. Shout out to Ella Rose. Shout out to Christian. Shout out to Autumn. Shout out to Aiden. Shout out to Catalina. Shout out to Kieran or Kyron. I'm so sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Victoria. Shout out to Olivia. Shout out to Victoria Lalonde. Thank you so much. Thank you for your support. I truly appreciate it. Shout out to Janelle. Shout out to Elena. Excuse me. Shout out to Noah. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Brother. Shout out to Ariana. Shout out to Tyrone. Shout out to Izzy. Shout out to Izzy. Oh, I just put Izzy. Shout out to Callie. Shout out to Autumn. Shout out to Major. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Cameron. Shout out to Kaylee. Shout out to Kitty. Shout out to Megan. Shout out to Tiffany. I know, I'm so sorry. I wish I could write faster. Shout out to Starbucksy. I'm so sorry if I mispronounce your name. Shout out to Sharika Williams. Thank you so much. Thank you for your support. I truly appreciate it. Shout out to Leslie Hannah. Thank you for your support. I truly appreciate it. Shout out to Leslie Hannah. Shout out to Victoria. Shout out to Rasheen. Shout out to Victor. Shout out to Angel. Shout out to Nayeli. Shout out to Yuritsi. Shout out to Nikolai. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Duncan. Shout out to Cherry. Shout out to Momo. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Noah. Excuse me. Shout out to these people. Give me 30 seconds. I'll be right back. Thank you for your patience. On to the next page. Please like and subscribe if you're enjoying the shoutouts. Thank you for being here. I truly appreciate it. Check out my channel. It's Nestia Right Corner. I post other content. Check out my YouTube shorts. Check out my YouTube shorts. I post, I do tutorials for greeting cards. If you're interested, please check it out. Shout out to, is it Zephyr? Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Olivia. Shout out to Hadley. Shout out to Daniel. Shout out to Lita. Excuse me. Shout out to Jesus. Shout out to Ariana. Shout out to Lord Poquitos. Shout out to James. Write your name in the chat if you want me to shout you out. Shout out to Roxanne. Excuse me. Shout out to Momo Bun. Shout out to Aubrey. Shout out to Maricela. Shout out to Elena. Shout out to Ryder. Shout out to Sloan. Shout out to Brianna. Shout out to Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Shout out to Reina. Shout out to Vishant. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Rich. Shout out to Dave Mustardstein. Shout out to excuse me. I'm so sorry. Shout out to Jessica Parnell. Thank you so much. Thank you for your support. I truly appreciate it. Shout out to Kadisha. Shout out. Oh my goodness. I'm like, my voice is cracking. I'm sneezing. I'm so sorry. Shout out to Jenna. It's because I'm a little sick. So I'm so sorry. Shout out to Ty. Shout out to Joanna. Shout out to Lexi. Shout out to Jessica Parnell. Thank you so much. Thank you for your support. I truly appreciate it. Shout out to Ashley. Shout out to Avani. Shout out to Laura. Shout out to Olivia. Shout out to Eliana. Shout out to Isabella. Shout out to Jessica Parnell. Thank you so much. Thank you for your support. I truly appreciate it. Shout out to Elena. Shout out to Natalie. Shout out to Maylee. I'm so sorry if I mispronounce your name. Shout out to Jenna. Thank you. Shout out to Zainab. Shout out to Valerie. Shout out to Michael. Shout out to Adeline. Hi, welcome. Shout out to Jesse Bohannon. Thank you so much. Thank you for your support. I truly appreciate it. Please like and subscribe if you're enjoying the live stream. Shout out to Jackson. Shout out to Tatiana. Shout out to Jace. Shout out to Stephanie. Excuse me. Shout out to Jolie. Shout out to Daniel. Shout out to Bree. Shout out to Antonisha. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Samir. Hi, Adeline. Thank you for joining again. Shout out to Zay. Leave a like if you're enjoying the live stream. Shout out to Kenley. Shout out to Shauna. Shout out to Halen. Shout out to Regina. Shout out to Charlie. Shout out to Alice. Shout out to Tavian. I'm so sorry if I mispronounced your name. Let me rewrite your name because I kind of messed up right there. Shout out to Jaden. Shout out to Haley. Shout out to Paisley. Shout out to Jay. Shout out to Elizabeth. Shout out to Vivian. Shout out to Zoe. Shout out to Carolina. Shout out to Zaria. Shout out to Samaya. I'm so sorry if I haven't gotten to you. Shout out to Sasha. Shout out to Lennon. Thank you for your patience, everyone. Shout out to Eliana. Shout out to Josie. Excuse me. Shout out to Veronica. Shout out to Ivory. Shout out to, is it Brooks? I'm so sorry. Shout out to Damien. Shout out to Marnie. I'm so sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Ava. Shout out to Chloe. Shout out to Arthur. Shout out to Hazel. Shout out to Caroline. Shout out to Blake. Shout out to Betsy. Shout out to Adriana. Shout out to Betsy. Oh, I already put Betsy. Shout out to Stephanie. Shout out to Brandon. Shout out to Lauren. Shout out to Rifal. Thank you for subscribing. Sorry if I mispronounce your name. Shout out to James. Shout out to Jaden. Shout out to Lily. Shout out to Matthew. Shout out to Dom. Shout out to Christina. Shout out to James, I got you. Shout out to Armani. Shout out to Nicole. Shout out to Riley. Shout out to Jaisley. Shout out to Ashton. Shout out to Jesus. Shout out to Mason. Shout out to Camila. Shout out to Victoria. Shout out to these people. On to the next page. Please like and subscribe if you're enjoying the live stream. I live stream every day around the same time as this. Thank you so much for being here. I truly appreciate it. Write your name in the chat if you want me to shout you out. Also, please check out my channel. It's Nest DIY Corner. Shout out to, thank you Armani. Thank you for your support. Shout out to Armani. Shout out to Vivian. Shout out to Alexis. Shout out to Gabe. Shout out to Lucas. Shout out to Paisley. Shout out to Joyce. Shout out to Mary Elizabeth. Shout out to Ginger. Shout out to Dom. Shout out to Jessica. Shout out to Penelope. Shout out to Mason. Shout out to Regina. Shout out to Kalani Rose. Shout out to Leanne, or Leanne, I'm so sorry if I mispronounce your name. Shout out to Dallas. Mary Elizabeth, I got you. Shout out to Aslyn. Sorry if I mispronounced her name. Shout out to Sophia. Shout out to Miley. Shout out to Adeline. Shout out to Jackson. Shout out to Megan. Shout out to Rosalia. Shout out to Fabian. Shout out to Lexi. Shout out to Brielle. Lexi, I got you. Leave a like if you're enjoying the live stream. Shout out to Daenerys. I'm so sorry if I mispronounced her name. Shout out to Kaleo. Sorry if I mispronounced her name. Shout out to Bob. Shout out to Millie. Shout out to Anna. Shout out to... Oh no, who did I say? Oh no, I forgot. Shout out to Amber Phelps. Thank you so much. Thank you for your support. I truly appreciate it. Shout out to Lily. Shout out to Catalea. Shout out to Christian Castro. Thank you so much. Thank you for your support. I truly appreciate it. Shout out to Adelie. Thank you. Shout out to Jake. Shout out to Palestine. I'm so sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Maria. Shout out to Ainara. I'm so sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Alexandria. Leave a like if you're enjoying the live stream. Shout out to Brittany. Shout out to Kenya. Shout out to Penny. Shout out to Anna. Shout out to Amelia. Shout out to Reagan. Shout out to Samira. Shout out to Coco. Shout out to Familgo. I'm so sorry if I mispronounced her name. Shout out to Mateo. Shout out to Dean. Shout out to Sophia. Shout out to Jeff. Leave a like if you're enjoying the live stream. Shout out to Vanessa. Shout out to Brant. Shout out to Bryce. Shout out to Evan. Shout out to Nicholas. Shout out to Jace. Shout out to Christian Castro. Thank you so much. I truly appreciate it. Shout out to Layla. Shout out to Everett. Shout out to Nick. Shout out to Autumn. Shout out to Katka. I'm so sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Tristan. Shout out to Micaiah. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Holly. Shout out to Leslie. Shout out to Flynn. Shout out to Julius. Shout out to Anna. Shout out to Gabriella. Excuse me. Shout out to Aaliyah. Shout out to Noah. Sorry if I mispronounced her name. Shout out to Zaya. Shout out to Olivia. Shout out to Belkis. Sorry if I mispronounced her name. Shout out to Cora. Shout out to Maria. Give me 30 seconds, I'll be right back. Thank you for your patience. Sorry, sorry my voice cracks. Shout out to Ainara. Shout out to Keaton. Shout out to David. Shout out to Safari. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Colton. Shout out to Chuck. Shout out to Cairo. Shout out to Barina. Shout out to Heidi. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Raina. Shout out to Alexis. Shout out to Eliana. Shout out to Zoe. Shout out to Amy. Excuse me. Shout out to Emeralda. I hope it's a good move. Shout out to Bella. Shout out to Parker. Shout out to Nala. Shout out to Oriana. Shout out to Reagan. Shout out to Alice. Shout out to Elaine. Shout out to Lou Jane. Sorry if I mispronounced her name. Shout out to Rainbow. Shout out to Jalen. Shout out to Ainara. Shout out to Romeo. Leave a like if you're enjoying the live stream. Shout out to these people. On to the next page. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed the live stream. I live stream every day around the same time as this. Thank you so much for being here. Your support means the world to me. Thank you, thank you. Also write your name in the chat if you want me to shout you out. Shout out to Ria. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Antonio. Shout out to Zoe. Shout out to Rico. Shout out to Elizabeth. Shout out to Charlotte. Shout out to Allie. Shout out to Michelle. Shout out to Palia. I'm so sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Bella. Shout out to Azur. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Nevea. Shout out to Amira. Shout out to Desiree. Shout out to Aishwarya. I'm so sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Evan. Shout out to Brian. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Chance. Shout out to Tasha. Shout out to Paloma. Shout out to Julia. Shout out to Ainara. Shout out to Narendra. I'm so sorry if I mispronounced your name. I'm so sorry if I haven't gotten to you. Thank you for your patience. Shout out to Leslie. I'm so sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Daniel. Shout out to Chloe. Shout out to Natalia. Excuse me. Shout out to Mei Lee. Thank you for subscribing. And thank you for your kind words. I truly appreciate it. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to I Got You, Narendra. Shout out to Anna. Shout out to Julia. Shout out to Louise. Shout out to Lulu. Shout out to Destiny. Shout out to Penelope. Shout out to Elliot. Shout out to, oh my goodness, the live stream's moving really fast. Shout out to Matthew, I mean the chat. Shout out to Owen. Shout out to Lyric. Shout out to Angela. Shout out to Hensel. Shout out to Avnor. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Sky. Shout out to Kaiser. I'm so sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Avery. Shout out to Daisy. Shout out to Kenna. Shout out to Patience. Shout out to Lilu. I'm so sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Vivian. Shout out to Lucas. Shout out to Gio. Shout out to Jelena. Shout out to Gael. Shout out to Keith. Leave a like if you're enjoying the live stream. Thank you so much for being here. I truly appreciate it. Shout out to Kaylee. Shout out to Candace. Shout out to Archie. Shout out to Juliana. Shout out to Keys. Shout out to Angie. Shout out to Steve Harrington. Shout out to Kekoa. I'm so sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Lindsay. Shout out to Nicole. Shout out to Natalie. Shout out to Addie. Shout out to Solvi. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Logan. Shout out to Elodie. Shout out to Emily. Shout out to Charlie. Shout out to Doobie Goo. Thank you so much. Thank you for your support. I truly appreciate it. Shout out to Deleza. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Amber. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Mission Pokemon. Thank you so much. Thank you for your support. I truly appreciate it. Oh no, I messed up. Let me rewrite it. There we go. Shout out to Athena. Shout out to Autumn. Shout out to Max. Shout out to KK. Shout out to... I'm so sorry that the chat goes really fast. Shout out to Ivy. Please subscribe if you're enjoying the live stream. Your support means the world to me. Shout out to Ronnie. Shout out to Sarita. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Annabelle. Shout out to Annabelle Rose. Thank you so much. Thank you for your support. I truly appreciate it. Shout out to Stella. Shout out to Isaiah. Shout out to Amelia. Shout out to Heidi. Or Haiti. Shout out to Dugsters. Shout out to Sophia. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Steven. Or Stefan. Shout out to Blanca. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Catherine. Shout out to Diana. Shout out to Zach. Oops, how do you spell Zach? Oh, there we go. Good. Shout out to Skylar. Sorry. Shout out to Brielle. Shout out to Sadie. Shout out to Alexia. Shout out to Maddie. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Royce. Shout out to Ace. Shout out to Riley. Shout out to Queen. Shout out to Logan. Shout out to, was it Jarvis? Shout out to Camila. Please subscribe if you're enjoying the live stream. Thank you so much for being here. Shout out to these people. On to the next page. Please like and subscribe if you enjoy the live stream. Thank you so much for being here. My channel is Nest DIY Corner if you want to check it out. I post other content. I do YouTube shorts, I do tutorials like this, greeting cards, specifically for birthdays or for holidays. If you're interested, please check it out. I would truly appreciate it. I do also different tutorials like this. So if you're interested, I hope you can support my channel. Your support means the world to me. Thank you for being here. Shout out to Ivy. Shout out to Madeline. Shout out to Zada. I'm so sorry if I mispronounce your name. Shout out to Zayla. Shout out to Rochelle. I'm so sorry if I mispronounce your name. Shout out to Mary Grace. That M looks so fancy. Shout out to Jacob. Shout out to Alexia. Shout out to Felix. Shout out to Birdman. Shout out to Harley. Shout out to Michaela. Happy birthday. Shout out to Lulu. Shout out to Ashley. Shout out to Rosie. Shout out to Lisa. Shout out to Drake. Shout out to Riley. Shout out to Joshua. Shout out to Clavera. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Gael. Shout out to Wyatt. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Jose. Shout out to Shout out to Patty. Shout out to Ankovet. I'm so sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out, oh my goodness, sorry. Shout out to Ernesto. Shout out to Sophie. Leave a like if you're enjoying the live stream. Shout out to Dave. Shout out to Anna. Shout out to Amanda. Shout out to Sina. Happy birthday. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Luis Miguel. Shout out to Anaya. Shout out to Hope Taylor. Shout out to Dino. Shout out to Stephanie. Shout out to Ellie. Shout out to Silas. Shout out to Lindsay. Happy birthday. Shout out to Miriam. Shout out to Excel. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Nicholas. Shout out to Tyshawn. I'm so sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Nick. Shout out to Flower Scales. Excuse me. Shout out to Jalea. I'm so sorry. Shout out to Morgan. Shout out to Wildani. I'm so sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Sienna. Shout out to Kaden. Shout out to Angelica. Shout out to Brian. Shout out to Shivani. Shout out to Oreo. Sorry. I'm so sorry. Shout out to Henry. What was it? Henry. Shout out to Arabella. Shout out to Zoe. Shout out to Blake. Shout out to Roxanne Ramsey. Thank you so much. Thank you for your support. I truly appreciate it. Shout out to Robert. Shout out to Jace. Shout out to James. Shout out to Lola. Thank you so much. Thank you for your support. I truly appreciate it. Shout out to Andrea. Shout out to Emanuela, sorry. Shout out to Emanuela. Shout out to Sakaya Lily. I'm so sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Moreno. Shout out to Jonah. Shout out to Jeremy. Shout out to Kimberly. Shout out to Autumn. Shout out to Genesis. Shout out to Journey. Shout out to Cadence. Shout out to Rhett. Thank you so much. Thank you for your support. I truly appreciate it. Shout out to Tanvir. Shout out to Andres. Shout out to Indigo. Shout out to Kyrie. I'm so sorry if I haven't put your name. Shout out to Hajira. Shout out to Canada. Genesis, I got you. Shout out to Sebastian. Happy birthday. Shout out to Maya. Shout out to Richard. Shout out to Pilar. Shout out to Isabella. Shout out to Yasser. Yasir, I'm so sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Jasper. Shout out to Morias. I'm so sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Insaya Yasin. I'm so sorry if I mispronounced your name. Thank you so much. I truly appreciate it. Shout out to Finley. Shout out to Ava. Shout out to Trinity. Shout out to Matthew. Shout out to Peyton. Shout out to Yandril. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Bree or Bri. Shout out to Paisley. Shout out to Maverick. Shout out to Muhammad. Shout out to Morgan. Shout out to Kylie. Shout out to Jacob Williams. Shout out to Corey. Shout out to Henry. Shout out to Kaden. Shout out to Jenny. Shout out to these people. On to the next page. Please like and subscribe if you're enjoying the live stream. I live stream every day around the same time as this. Thank you so much for being here. Write your name in the chat if you want me to shout you out. Also, thank you for your patience. I know I don't write the fastest, so thank you for being here. Shout out to Amber. Shout out to Talia. Shout out to Cannon McGee. I'm so sorry if I mispronounced your name. Thank you so much. Thank you for your support. I truly appreciate it. Shout out to Malik. Shout out to Roger. Shout out to Millie. Shout out to Ryan601. Thank you so much. Thank you for your support. I truly appreciate it. Shout out to Charlotte. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Blake. Shout out to Alexis. Shout out to Tanvir. Whoopsie, I messed up. Shout out to Robin. Thank you so much. Thank you for your support. I truly appreciate it. Shout out to Aubrey. Shout out to Danny. Shout out to Josh. Shout out to Lakan. Lakan. I'm so sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to DJ. Shout out to Chance. Shout out to Elliot. Shout out to Gael. Shout out to Dakil. I'm so sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to McKenna. Shout out to Yoonjin. Shout out to Tasneem. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Elaine. Shout out to Tavana. Leave a like if you're enjoying the live stream. Also, please subscribe. Shout out to Emily. Shout out to Dayton. Shout out to Emery. Shout out to HK. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Chloe. Shout out to Shayla. Shout out to Bree. Shout out to Addie. Shout out to Demetrius. Shout out to Luca. Shout out to Reagan. Shout out to Juliana. Shout out to Deandra. Shout out to Dalen. I'm so sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Lara. Shout out to Avni. Shout out to Kiri. Or Kyrie, sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Kayla. Shout out to Elena. Shout out to Ariana. Shout out to Zakaya. Shout out to Samara. Excuse me. Shout out to Ryan. Shout out to Lily. HK, I got you. Shout out to Sam. Shout out to Reese. Shout out to Natalie. Shout out to Daniel. Shout out to Sakaya Lily. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Combs. Shout out to Kylie. Shout out to Ernesto. Shout out to Jason. Shout out to Zahara. Shout out to Kimura. Shout out to JC Shapely. Thank you so much. Thank you for your support. I truly appreciate it. Shout out to Maya. Shout out to Paxton. Shout out to Naomi. Shout out to Aubrey. Shout out to Leslie. Shout out to Charlie. Shout out to Demaria. Shout out to May. Shout out to Faith. Shout out to Leo. Shout out to Jason. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Autumn. Shout out to Leo. Shout out to Luna. Shout out to Naomi. Shout out to Blakely. Shout out to Kaylee. Shout out to Mason. Shout out to Emaria. I'm so sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to River. Shout out to Juliet. Shout out to Donna. Shout out to Tiana. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Dalen. I'm so sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Scott. Shout out to Araya. Or Aria. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Hannah. Shout out to Yunche. Shout out to Matthew. Shout out to Groot. Shout out to Ziana. Shout out to Franz. Shout out to Leon. Whoopsie. There we go. Shout out to Deanna. Shout out to Garrick. Shout out to Spread Creativity. Thank you so much. Thank you for your support. I truly appreciate it. Shout out to Dion. Shout out to Stella. Shout out to Devin. Shout out to Landon. Shout out to Jiu. Shout out to Eleanor. Shout out to Valentina. Shout out to Cheryl. I'm so sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Kaylin. Leave a like if you're enjoying the live stream. Please like and subscribe. Shout out to these people. On to the next page. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for taking the time to write your name. Shout out to Fiona. Shout out to Guadalupe. Shout out to Dashanti. Shout out to Gemma. Shout out to Marcus. Shout out to Rochelle. Shout out to Yuri. Shout out to Olivia. Shout out to Dax. Shout out to Mary Angel. Shout out to Erin. Shout out to Sarah. Shout out to Riley. Shout out to Sarah. Shout out to Leia. Shout out to Courtney. Shout out to Samuel. Shout out to Kenzie. Shout out to Nash. Shout out to Amy. Shout out to Damon. Oopsie. Shout out to Mason. Shout out to Yusuf. Shout out to Ariel. Shout out to Gabrielle. Shout out to Zubair. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Ryder. Shout out to Gia. Shout out to Yulitza. Shout out to Lily. Shout out to Sienna. Shout out to Mimi. Shout out to Ruiz. Shout out to Vanessa. Whoops, I messed up. I'm gonna rewrite your name. Shout out to Noah. Shout out to Vieta. Shout out to Graham. Shout out to Lyric. Shout out to Paris. Shout out to Damon Jr. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Lee. Shout out to Genesis. Shout out to Angel. Shout out to Alexis. Shout out to Riley. Shout out to Ashley. Shout out to Leonidas. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Naomi. Shout out to Harnor. Shout out to Faith. Shout out to Emma. Shout out to Stella. Shout out to Harper. Shout out to Bo. Shout out to Addison. Shout out to Wesley. Shout out to Harlow. Shout out to Jaden. Shout out to Jaden. Oh, I just put Jaden. Shout out to AC. Shout out to Ian. Shout out to Valentino. Shout out to Henry. Shout out to Gangle. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Declan. Shout out to Salish. Shout out to Monica. Shout out to Sarah. Shout out to Catalina. Shout out to Felicia. Shout out to Carson. Whoopsie. Rewrite it. Shout out to Jesse. Shout out to Demetrius. Shout out to Sophie. Shout out to Alexandra. Shout out to Wendy. Shout out to Chloe. Shout out to Dayton. Shout out to Felicity. Shout out to Vincent. Leave a like if you're enjoying the live stream. Shout out to Anne-Marie. Shout out to Emmy. Shout out to Hero. Shout out to Bentley. Shout out to Patty. Shout out to Juliet. Shout out to Hunter. Shout out to Milo. Shout out to Bristol. Shout out to Corita. Shout out to Oliver. Shout out to Thea. Shout out to Parker. Shout out to Zayden. Shout out to Lily. Shout out to Carter. Shout out to Abby. Please like and subscribe if you're enjoying the live stream. Shout out to Jaim. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Lesia. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Laura. Shout out to Dalen. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Amora. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Pauline. Shout out to Annabelle. Shout out to Jasleen. Shout out to Devin. Shout out to Xander. Shout out to these people. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed the live stream. I live stream every day around the same time as this. Thank you so much for your patience. I know I don't write the fastest, so I appreciate you taking the time to write your name. Please check out my channel. I post other content. I do greeting cards, DIY tutorials for birthdays and holiday cards. So I hope you can check it out. Thank you so much for being here. I will see you all next time. Take care, everyone. Bye.